Hello my crafty peeps, it's Cheyenne from ecdesignstudios.com. We've made it to the end of my 13 days of Halloween, so I was planning on seeing if I could do a Haunted Mansion from the Home Sweet Home Thinlits and bundle, and I did. I managed to do it, but I don't quite remember how I did it because I was kind of drugged up from the migraine that I experienced a few weeks ago. So I have it. I have the sample, which is, of course, packed away right now. But yet I did accomplish it, and I will try to work that into a tutorial in the future. But in the meantime, let's do some Project Life. We're going to be taking pictures. We're going to have photos of our kids in their costumes and going trick-or-treating. So what better way to commemorate that and showcase them than by making Project Life cards. And I'm going to show you how you can do it all by yourself. So Stampin' Up! Does have a Project Life cards and labels framelit set. It comes with these two dies, which will create a 4x6 and a 3x4 rounded edge, corner rounded piece. These are pretty standard sizes in Project Life templates and all of that in the page protectors, so you're going to use these a lot. It also has three little label size things, which I have used on One Sheet Wonder cards in the past. I mean, this is just a good set to have. It doesn't necessarily have to be specifically for Project Life, but I love the whole concept of Project Life. It's wonderful. Also got the Halloween stuff that I have, so the Jar of Haunts and the Sweet Home bundle, which does have some cute little things that could work very well on the 3x4. 2x2 is kind of a size. We do have the 2x2 size in the holiday catalog Project Life page protectors, but generally the 4x6 and the 3x4 are what you want. Alright, so I'm going to be using these, and let's see, we've got a piece of pumpkin pie cardstock and basic gray. These you can get in the holiday catalog in the big 12x12 sheets, and you get a pack of both of them. And I've also got some various Halloween night DSP. Basically, this is just all of my scraps. Added in some basic black, some very vanilla, even got some pumpkin pie glimmer paper. One of the Halloween night papers has these little houses, so I cut out a few of these. You know, we'll just see what happens. I don't have anything actually designed. I figure I would just make one 4x6, one 3x4. You can kind of see the process. This video may or may not go long. I'm not sure. I will try to make it as non-boring as possible. So let's get started. First things first, I think I definitely want the pumpkin pie to be one of the bigger sizes, and I think actually the spider webs, I think I'm going to do maybe two of each. So two 4x6 and two 3x4. So I think these two I'm going to do in the 4x6, and yep, that in the 3x4, and I think I'll do a basic gray in the 3x4 too. So let me go ahead and cut those out, and I will be back. Alright, so I've got my pieces cut out. Now here we go. I think like just that's all you need. Just slip it in. Ta-da. We're of course going to do a little bit more to it so that it can be more of a title page. Alright, so the pumpkin pie and the basic gray. I want to do the little spooky eyes that are in the Jar of Haunts, and you've seen me do this before. Let me get there we go. Alright, got what is that? A C block. Now I'm going to do my favorite technique with these eyes, which is to take the pumpkin pie and to stamp the eyes on the pumpkin pie sheet, and I'm going to take I don't have basic gray, but I do have, where is it? Smoky slate. And I think I will stamp that onto that and see how that works. So this process I will fast forward because I think it's going to be a little boring to watch me stamp the entire background paper. So I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so we've got our two backgrounds. I just love this effect, and I did get the pattern going like all over the place because I didn't want there to be like one right way to have these pieces because I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to end up doing with them. So, alright, we've got those. I think that maybe, yes, I think I want the mummy on this one. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe a pumpkin on this one. We cut out a little piece of the very vanilla and using one of the layering circles and doing another color for a little scallop around it. I think that's a good idea. Now, these two title pages, they're definitely going to need to have like Happy Halloween in them, so we'll have to work that into one. I'm thinking the little eyeballs. Let's see. Maybe a spooky treat for you to eat on the spider web. And get some of the, yeah, get a little mason jar in here too with the candy corn. Get that in, or maybe we'll do it with that. You know what? I'm just going to speed up this process, you know, not really say anything, play some music, so you just can kind of see what happens. Not really do it as a tutorial per se. Yeah, I think this pumpkin's definitely going to have a spider and a spider web, because that's a common theme for me. We're going to need to get the bat and the ghost in there. This is just going to be like a greatest hits for this Halloween season. So, alright, I will just get to stamping, and when it's time to assemble everything, I'll bring you back and kind of explain what I did. Okay, so we've got bits and pieces going. Now I think first step, alright, got my jack-o'-lantern, did it the same way I did for the jack-o'-lantern spinner card and everything. Stamped with pumpkin pie, colored it in with Peekaboo Peach and a little bit of extra pumpkin pie for the shading, archival basic black for the pumpkin face, chocolate chip, and always artichoke to stamp the stem and the leaf, and then I colored it in with, I believe, Sahara sand and a little bit of chocolate chip, and always artichoke and pear pizzazz. Oh, that's that. And again, it's on the very vanilla cardstock. Used the layering circles to cut it out. I believe it was the second biggest one, smallest one. You just kind of have to eyeball it. And then out of the coordinating scallop circle, I cut a piece of pumpkin pie glimmer paper. Think I'm going to have to do my stitch marks around here before I adhere all that down. Right, then we've got our Happy Halloween from the Jar of Haunts, stamped in Rich Razzleberry, and the spider web from the Sweet Home. What is the actual stamp set called? Yep, Sweet Home stamp set. That was stamped with basic black, and kind of, you know, so it frames it nicely. I think we might have to put a spider on there, and put a spider on the jack-o'-lantern. And a spooky treat for you to eat on the very vanilla, which stamped with Rich Razzleberry, and I cut out a coordinating piece of glimmer, pumpkin pie glimmer paper. For that, this is the tags and labels framelit, so is this. You know what, I think I'm going to have to go back and do another pumpkin pie glimmer piece like this one, so we can have it like that. Or maybe I'll just keep this one like that. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, then we've got 4 mason jars. We've got my mummy. Colored it very similarly to the mummy card that I did earlier. And the candy corn in the mason jar. Stamped the mason jars, these 3, with Soft Sky, my go-to for mason jars. This one I stamped in Smoky Slate. The ghost is stamped in Smoky Slate, and I used a little basic gray and blender pen to give it some dimension. Pumpkin Pie and Daffodil Delight was used to color in the candy corn, and I stamped that in Smoky Slate. And the eyeball stamped in Smoky Slate, colored with various blues, greens, browns. Used Soft Sky and some mint macaroon to color in the water formaldehyde stuff that you would keep eyeballs in. Alright, so let me go ahead and get these 2 pieces adhered in and like decorate them a little more, put in like dash marks and stuff, stamp the spiders, and see you on the other side of that. Alright, so got the dash lines, did some dash and dots with wild wasabi and just used basic black on the pumpkin. Decided not to cut any glimmer paper for this because I remembered I got the triple banner punch, so I'm going to use a piece of glimmer paper like this to pop it on and do some fun stuff. So alright, the triple banner punch cuts 1, 1.5, and 2-inch width pieces. You can make them as long as you like. So these were just some scraps that I had, so I cut them in various widths. Alright, pop that up. That would help. And then you just... Did I make this the wrong size? Yep. Slide it in there. And give it a punch. Et voila! A banner. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that on everything. And then you've got perfect little swallowtail pieces. Now what is wonderful about these is that they do, actually, you know what, let's like line up so you can get all three banners going. You know, have maybe a sentiment on that, pop it on a card, and you're done. But that's not what we're doing today. So let's get back to what we're actually doing. Oh, okay, let's get all of our pieces out. Oh, let's stamp some spiders on here. That'll be a finishing touch, some basic black. So let's pop on spider there. And I want one, I think right there. He's just kind of hanging out, legs up. Him and Jack, they're friends. So, alright, let's get that stuff put aside. And I'm going to put this spider stamp back in the case because it's kind of a tiny one and it can get lost fairly easily. So, alright. You know, I'm thinking for the most part my 4x6 ones will probably be like that, and a lot of the 3x4s tend to be like that. Well, let's get our glue dots. Anytime you're gluing onto the glimmer paper, it's usually a good idea to use the glue dots. It is like a three-dimensional paper. Like, it really does have quite a bit of glitter going on. It's everywhere. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but it does get everywhere. There is no non-messy way to work with glitter in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't play well with anything. Alright, get some glue dots. Now, since this is going to be a Project Life card, it's going to be pretty well protected in the page protector, so you don't have to go too crazy with your adhesives. This is the fun part where you just I kind of like having like all the pieces together and then figuring out what I want to do with all of them. Alright, I think I have the basic layout down. Yep, I'm happy with the way things are, so I'm just going to adhere it all down and trim off some of the extra bits, and then I will be back to show you the finished project. Okay, so here we have our finished Project Life cards. So this one, the spooky treat for you to eat, I did add some pumpkin pie sponging with the sponges that you can also get from Stampin' Up. These are a really good value. Highly suggest you get these. You will use them. They are wonderful. So we just got a little of that. See how it just adds like that little extra something, a little extra bit of distressing. Oh, and then we've got this one. Kept it kind of minimal because I really do like that spider web in the background, and it is silver foil, so loved that. So we'll just keep the little Happy Halloween and the little mummy, or maybe it's a victim who got caught up and is now cocooned by the spider. I don't know. All depends on your layout, I guess. And here we have our jack-o'-lantern. Oh, and this one, I was going to use the other two mason jars, the one with the ghost and the eyeballs on this one, but I wasn't really feeling it. I did like this, and I'm just going to keep it kind of naked and finish it when I actually see what pictures I'm going to be using, and then I can really customize it to the photos. So, but I did get some pumpkin pie sponging around the edges of this one too. So, alright, there we go. You can make more than just cards with your Stampin' Up supplies. You can make Project Life cards and more traditional scrapbooks and stuff like that. Hope I've inspired you to see your supplies in a new way. You don't necessarily need to have the dies. You can have the Project Life corner rounder. Go ahead, cut out your 4x6 or your 3x4 and use the corner rounder to do that. Or you can just have your traditional square corners. It's up to you. It's your album. Make it what you want it to be. Oh, alright. Thank you so much for watching. A list of the products used, links to my online stores. They will be in the coordinating blog post, which will be in the description bar down below. Be sure to visit my blog, my website. It's got a lot of information on it that I don't necessarily do YouTube videos on. Oh, thank you again for watching. Happy creating, happy crafting, and happy Halloween!